Open your science student books to page 48. It says dissolving materials in water. So look at the photograph of a cup of tea there. Do you know how a cup of tea is made? Have you ever seen your parents make a cup of tea? You can make tea by putting a tea bag into hot water. You can see the tea bag there in the picture. What is mixed in the water when you make tea or coffee? It's the things or substances from the tea leaves or coffee beans. Do you know if people add anything else to their coffee or tea? Some people add sugar, lemon, or milk to their tea, or sugar or milk to their coffee. I like coffee and I add sugar and milk to my coffee. Why is the drink brown after you make it? It's from the things or substances spreading out in the water, and then it turns it brown. Notice how in the video, the tea itself did not spread out into the water, but it's the materials from the tea that spread. The tea leaves stay in the tea bag. So materials dissolving in water can be very useful, just like we can have tea and coffee. So now we'll read through the next section on page 48, so follow along. It says, not all materials will spread out in water. If a material spreads out in water so that we cannot see it, we say it has dissolved. The material may color the water, but we cannot see the pieces of material. If a material does not spread out in water, we say it has not dissolved. So this picture shows what dissolving looks like. We have water at the bottom left, and then we have something to dissolve at the top left. When you mix them together, the piece that dissolves blends in with all of the water, so you can't see it anymore. Now, on page 48, look at the pictures at the bottom. The blue one is copper sulfate crystals, and then a copper sulfate solution. The brown one is sand. So look at these and decide whether the materials are able to be dissolved or not. So it says, look at the pictures below. They show materials before and after they've been put into water. Complete the labels to show which material has dissolved and which material has not dissolved. Next, we will watch a science experiment. Since we can't do it in class, we'll watch a video of the experiment. So look at the top of page 49 in your student science books and follow along. It says, investigation, dissolving. Add some water to your beakers so they are half full. Predict whether the materials will dissolve or not. Add a spoonful of the first material to your first beaker. Stir. What happens? Was your prediction right? Which substances dissolved? Which substances did not dissolve? Now open your science workbooks to page 43. It should look like the page that you see on the left. So follow along while I read this page. It says, dissolving materials in water. Use this page to help you do the investigation on page 49 of your student book, which we just read. Your teacher will give you some different materials. 1. Predict whether each material will dissolve. 2. Put 1 spoonful into a beaker half full of water. 3. Stir the material and the water. Did the material dissolve? Look at the pictures on page 48 of your student book to help you decide. Write your predictions and your results in the table. One example is done for you. So on the next page, you'll watch a video, and the next slide, you'll watch a video of someone mixing different things into water. You need to decide if they are dissolved or if they don't dissolve. So in the column where it says material, you have salt there. Write what I've put down as well. It should also say sugar, oil, sand, flour, vinegar, and juice. In the video, he also does food coloring and margarine, but you don't have to write those down. Before you watch the video, predict whether you think these materials will dissolve or not dissolve in water. Remember, dissolve means it spreads out evenly in the water and you can't see it anymore. So make your predictions, and then after watching the video, write whether the material did dissolve or not. In the video, he uses the words soluble and insoluble. Soluble means that it does dissolve. Insoluble means it does not dissolve. So open up your student books again. You can set your science workbooks aside and open back up to page 49. Look at the picture of the sea or ocean there. It has salt and sand in the picture. Can sand be dissolved in water? It cannot be dissolved in water. Can salt be dissolved in water? Based on the video, it can be dissolved in water. So follow along while I read here. Look at the photograph of the sea. Where does the salt go when it dissolves? We know that seawater is salty, but the sand on the beach does not dissolve into the sea. So where do you think the salt goes when it dissolves? It actually doesn't go anywhere. It's still in the water. So how could you show that when things dissolve, they do not disappear? Watch this video, and it will show you what happens when we let salt water sit out and let the water evaporate into the air. Now look at the bottom part of page 49 in your student book. Go ahead and complete this. It says, circle the correct answer. 1. When a material spreads out in water, we say it has dissolved. 2. Only some materials will dissolve in water. 3. Sand dissolves in water. So circle whether you think these statements are true or false. Pause this video here and complete this portion of the book, and then you can check your answers after. Now open your science workbooks to page 44. So we just finished page 43, so turn the page. And I want you to try dissolving materials on your own at home. Make sure to have your parents or another adult help you and help you find different things that you could try to dissolve in water. You could try sugar, cornstarch, some dirt. Try some different things you find at home and see if they can dissolve or are soluble in water. So let's read through page 44 together. It says, does it dissolve? 1. Find a solid material in your home and write the name in the table below. Remember, you must ask an adult to help you with this investigation. 2. Ask the adult to predict whether the material will dissolve in water. 3. Show them how to test their prediction to find out whether the material dissolves. So you'll need a clear plastic cup or glass, water, and a spoon or something to stir to see if they'll dissolve, and then the things that you are trying to see if they dissolve. So half fill the glass with water, add 1 spoonful of the solid, and then stir it in the water. Record your results in the table at the bottom of page 44, just like we did together. Compare the predictions to the results when you're done. Were your predictions correct?